Satnam, and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jai Govind, and this is your channel for grace. Thank you guys so much for being here live, and thank you to those of you that are watching the replay. I am officially back from all of my travels. I went to Argentina. I went to Peru with Robert Grant. It was amazing, amazing, amazing. I can't wait to share with you all the experience that I had. And I'm glad to be here to come back to like regular programming. I am like all the way back home, back in my studio. So that's really awesome and really exciting. And maybe we have some new viewers on the channel, or those of you that have been here for a while. Thank you all for being here. Actually, I'm going to say hi to everybody that is here in the live chat. Hello, Nelly, welcome in. Hello, Mary. Good to see you. Oh, interesting. Hello, Jeanette. Human being. Remind me who that is. Kate is here. Hello, hello. Alessa, welcome in. Yeah, I shared a lot of the Peru experience on my Instagram account, which is at Channel for Grace. So if you want to check that out, all the videos are on there. And it was actually really amazing and really fun to share because it was so profound. It was one of the most profound experiences that I've had yet with one of Robert Grant's trips, and I'm so grateful for it. Hey, Dawn, welcome in. So if you're new to this broadcast, what we do in it is I'm going to go over the astrology of the week. I'll show you the astrology in the charts, and I'll talk about the energy that these specific aspects, important aspects that are happening this week are going to be, how they're going to be influencing us as a collective. And then we channel a message from the Akashic records, and I do use the tarot and oracle cards. So we get the intuitive reading and we get the technical astrological reading. The broadcasts from Peru were amazing. Yes, so they did upload all of the videos. I actually did a presentation as well, and it was all about astrology, human design, gene keys, and I also talked about the royal fixed stars. And that was seriously amazing to do that because I have taught schools like starseed astrology schools. And so to be able to talk about something that I love and I've been like doing and following for years now was super fun. And that presentation is on Robert Grant's channel. So you can check that out as well there. So let us begin. I'm going to share the screen in a moment. Before I officially go into the chart, I do want to again say thank you for everybody that's here. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified of when I go live and when I upload videos. Also, make sure to download my free moon astrology guide, which will tell you what your psychic gifts are based off of your moon sign. It also enters you into my email list, and I send out a weekly Moon Magic report. And in that newsletter, you get like the news for the week, important information, broadcasts that are coming up, the links to those live streams, and live streams that have already passed that you may have missed and that you can watch. And yes, so if you are wanting a reading with me, please check out the links below in the description of this video, or you can go to my website, channelforgrace.com. There is a cool, awesome new program that we are running now, Ashley and I, called Align by Design. And it is a 10-session journey, about 6 months minimum to complete these 10 sessions. And they will guide you through the whole process of fully stepping into your design, living aligned by design. We go over literally all of your charts, including things like soul retrievals, also working into the Akashic records, looking at energy clearings, Reiki, past life regression. It's very comprehensive combination of sessions that will guide you deeper and deeper into healing, uncovering, your deepest shadows and transmuting them into light, into your gifts, so that you can fully understand what it means to live aligned by design according to your own unique design. And today we began the sessions, and it is personalized, it is individual. Today was the very first session that we had. So we're so excited about this, and hopefully you feel drawn to be guided through the experience. And all the information is on the website, channelforgrace.com, and go to the tab called Aligned by Design, and you'll see it all in detail. So now let's dive into the astrology. And I just want to make sure that I've got it set up on my screen. Okay, so this is basically the chart of today, and we're covering from November 10th to the 16th, so Monday through Sunday, and all the different aspects that are significant here. Hello, Stick and Stones. Welcome in. She says, the best, though, was when you sang Inside the Stone. Yeah, I got to sing a lot of medicine songs. And oh my God. Yes. It was like beyond magical experience. Peru is like, whew, I never experienced it like that before. And all the megalithic sites, you can see the ancient sites. You can see the Inca, and then you can see the more modern, and how like they try to copy the megalithic structure, and it doesn't even come close. Like, it is profoundly illuminating to see such ancient sites, basically made of stonework. It's beyond, like, I don't even know how to describe what I saw, but I know that the feeling was a remembrance and a coming home, for sure. I felt like I was home the whole time that I was there. So here we are. Obviously, we had a full moon that happened while I was gone. I wasn't able to go live, but the next big thing that we have coming up in terms of moons is the new moon in Scorpio, which is going to be an intense one. But the full moon in Taurus was also really beautiful, and it really activated the energy of Peru. We actually ended up going to Machu Picchu on the day of the full moon, which was beyond. It was beyond. I bought a new drum, and I even got to have it blessed by the shaman, and then also by our guide, Rumi, who's the shaman, and then also play it in Machu Picchu, which was like, whoa. I'm still like, woo, from the experience. I'm like resting, and also like slowly coming back to Earth, because it felt like I did kind of was on another planet there for a minute. But I am excited to bring that energy back with me in everything that I do. And so one of the things that I know I feel more than anything is more grounded. And I'm very grateful for that. Hey, Lish. Thank you. She says, welcome home. Okay, so this is the chart of today. We can see, obviously, we're still in Scorpio season. We actually have a, next week it's going to be stronger, but we have a grand trine in water that has been kind of holding strong throughout Scorpio season, and it's enhancing intuition. So I think definitely a week where intuition can be definitely heightened. The moon today is in the sign of Leo, and which is a passionate fire. It's about creativity. So we just entered into moon in Leo. So right now you want to be in passion and creativity, but you also want to prepare for the waning of the moon, because this week would be the third quarter square, which is a time of refinement and attunement, because we're getting ready for a new cycle, which will eventually lead us into the balsamic phase, which will be more specifically next week. So we've got a moment to reset the energy, begin to kind of wind down and refine anything that we have been receiving or working on for ourselves or life in general to get ready to make space for the new cycle. But so it's about being in our creativity and our childlike wonder with the moon in Leo. So that's actually really beautiful that that's happening today. If I go to tomorrow, which is where we have the first kind of big shift in the energy of the week, we're going to see Jupiter go retrograde. Jupiter is a slower planet, so the retrograde lasts like a few months. And because of that, the outer planets tend to be retrograde for a long time, it seems. So they're a little more subtle than, for example, Mercury retrograde, which is happening right now, which I should mention because it started this weekend. Literally yesterday, Mercury went retrograde. So we're right on time for me to announce that. So it is a time of inner reflection and communication turns inward. This is a great time for like journaling, for working on things like, finishing things up, tying up loose ends, and, focusing the mind on something that is, important to you, and bringing mind to heart. And we will see, while Mercury is retrograde, the cazimi between Mercury and the sun, which brings together the heart and the mind, those are always beautiful moments to connect, to find the harmony between the two. And because Mercury is also going to be going back into Scorpio, this retrograde kind of includes two different energies. And I did just post an article yesterday in the Starseed membership all about the Mercury retrograde. So feel free to join us in the Starseed membership. It's a week free. You get a week free, and then it's $22 a month. And we have like multiple monthly meetings to talk about like the astrology of the whole month, and you get like all of the aspects ahead of time so you can prepare and know how the energy will be coming up, how the river is going to flow. And then you also get daily insights, which I post, that tell you what's going on for the day. And I usually do that in the morning so that you have the whole day to kind of tune into the energy and know how to navigate the waters. And it's very watery right now because Scorpio season has been very strong. Scorpio season is usually strong. This is where the veil is the thinnest. We had the Day of the Dead, we had Halloween, we had Samhain, and those are moments where we can really tune into the beyond. We go beyond what we can see into the deeper depths of knowing. So Mercury retrograde, Jupiter retrograde, and Jupiter is the planet that expands. So it's like an internal expansion. It's like you're going within. There's a lot of energy calling us within. There's a lot of planets retrograde now. We've got Mercury retrograde, Saturn, Neptune, Chiron, Uranus, and now Jupiter. So it's like retrograde city, as the Leo King likes to call it. There's a lot of inward focus, and I'm sure you guys are definitely feeling it personally, that the energy has kind of slowed down a little bit. And also because we're at least in the northern hemisphere, that we're going into closer to the winter time and the winter months, that we do feel like a cohesiveness or a harmonizing of those two things coming together in collaboration with like all the retrogrades. So it kind of feels like it fits. At least to me personally, it feels like it fits. Like, yeah, we're going within now. It's time to reflect. And it's also good because there's been a lot going on. So we definitely need to take time to process and integrate everything. And I know I'm going into that process, and I'm very grateful to be home to be able to do that, and to just like, from home base, land. Yes, we're landing. We're landing. All right. So that is what happens. That's important tomorrow. Then we get to Wednesday, November 12th, and we're going to see Mercury make a conjunction to Mars. And these two are going to be in Sagittarius, and not quite on a fucus, but kind of close to it. But Sagittarius is truth. So deeply calling in truth, action aligned with truth, But instead of like, there's going to be maybe a little bit of friction because you're going to want to do, but Mercury's like, but think about it first. So you want to reflect, you want to be very, very clear about how you want to proceed. And that's what that will help us, will help ground into us because of the Mercury retrograde. And then we get to the next day, which is the 13th. And this is where Venus enters her immersion phase, which is a phase where Venus, she's going to disappear. She's basically disappearing from the evening sky and from being seen in the sky. It's actually, she's disappearing from the morning sky, not the evening sky. And she's starting to move faster. So she's approaching her fastest speed. And she's getting further and further away from the earth. And this means that, this phase that lasts 50 days, what we're working on is in our personal dharma is we're reaching past any inner or outer limitations so that we can like increase the momentum behind our efforts towards like making the world a better place. And that means bringing love, bringing compassion, bringing depth, because Mercury is in Scorpio during this immersion phase for quite a bit of it. So we're bringing in more truth, I would say, is a really good way to describe that. So 50 days. And then once those 50 days are over, then we get closer and closer to the next conjunction between Venus and the sun, and like a new birth phase where she'll become the evening star. So she's on her way to becoming an evening star. There's still like quite a bit of time till we get there. So this immersion, it's like we're immersing ourselves in the experience of like tuning into what we truly desire and what we want for the world, because that's what Venus represents, and then how this shows up in our relationship. So I personally feel like that's a really beautiful aspect that is happening at the same time or during this week. We also see on this day that the moon will make a conjunction to the South Node, which is going to bring up emotional ties to karmic stories or even past lives. It's a clearing always. It's like see it so that you can clear it. In Virgo, it gets a little bit, not tricky, but it can get a little bit like nitpicky. So the best thing is to find presence with whatever shows up, because that's the highest vibrational frequency of Virgo, is to be fully present in the moment. And then you can like move through anything, any challenges. So then we get to, let's go to the 14th, which is Friday of this week, where the sun is going to make a conjunction to the Centaurus Stargate, one of two. There's more, but I focus on like the main ones. And Centaurus is very shamanic, and it's 22 degrees. So it's a master number, and it's guiding us to, like the underworld, like we're very close to the opposition between the sun opposing Uranus, which also brings in unexpected shifting and changing. So we're going to be moving closer and closer to that opposition into next week. So next week is going to be kind of lit too, like lit up with a lot of aspects. But this Centaurus frequency is the shamanic journey, which essentially takes you into the world, into the underworld of the subconscious mind, so that you can like understand your dreams, basically understand things as if you were in a dream, and symbolism helps guide you through your journey. And that it's like, I say dreams because the subconscious is the place where we understand not through the logical mind, but through a very kind of open and flowing and dreamlike information that is important for us to know, so that we can ultimately heal. But I think more than anything, it's understand. I think shamanic journeys are here to help us understand, are here to help us like tune in and just be grounded in the truth. So I love that. There's a lot of truth this week, a lot of truth frequency, like showing up for us. When we move to November 15th, this is the last big update of the week, and it's Mars entering into Ophiuchus. And Mars on Ophiuchus is entering into that 13th sign. Ophiuchus is the serpent bearer. And whenever any planet moves through these degrees, they're activating like the Hermetic alchemy, the secrets of the universe, of transformation, of transmutation, that is so powerful for us to rise like the phoenix. This is the hidden secrets of the universe being tapped into by our drive and our motivation. So you may feel driven to like uncover secrets. You may feel driven to like go, expand your horizons from this transition of Mars through Ophiuchus. And it's going to last a while because Mars has to get all the way to 28 degrees. Not 20, 23-ish, around there, right before he hits the galactic center. And it is an opportunity to work with the Hermetic alchemy that is part of our ultimate healing. But again, it's deeper than that, because it's like all of the occult knowledge lives in this space. So we're driven by that energy. Remember, Mars is motivation and our desire to act and actually take action and do things. So we may feel very hermetic in our desire to act during this time. So he enters here. So there's a lot of Stargate magic. There's a Venus magic. There's mind activation, and there's a lot of reflection that is being initiated this week. So overall, like kind of a powerful week, and the whole time the moon is waning, and it's going to get closer and closer to its balsamic phase. And next week we'll start with the balsamic phase of the moon, and we'll eventually reach that new moon in Scorpio, which is also going to be a very powerful one. That's going to be conjunct Mercury retrograde. So it's a lot. But this week is actually, I feel, very ascending, very like not grounding in the sense that like we feel grounded, but grounded in the sense that we are working through some things that are requiring us to be focused and internally focused. So we'll see how it goes for us. What I'd like to do now is to open up the records and say a prayer, so that we can do our intuitive reading, channeled message from the Akashic. So as I say this prayer to open up the records, feel free to close your eyes and you can tune in yourself into this, grounded, anchored energy. And if you want to pull cards while I'm pulling cards, feel free to do that as well for yourself personally. So I do the collective reading. You can do the personal reading for yourself for the week, and I'll tell you what card in what order to pull them. So let us tune in to the Akashic records. From the deep depths of the cosmic mind, I hear a whisper. This whisper calls us inwards towards our essence. A light begins to glimmer at the center of our heart. This is the light of unity, the all-knowing wisdom of the One. Through this door, we open the gates of the Akashic, the magical flower of life. We see our duality. We recognize our sacred trinity. We begin to witness infinite possibilities as we become the observer and the observed. A powerful and luminescent light engulfs our being, and we feel many dimensions all at once. We enter the Akashic records, protected and loved by all star beings that have accessed these portals before. The records are now open. May wisdom flow, may understanding descend, and may we be blessed with the light of love. I'll do that one more time. All right. So, the first card that we're going to pull is like the intuition card. It's kind of like the current energy, our jumping off point. Let me shuffle them a little bit because I did not shuffle them. And also, they actually came to Peru with me, cards. I took the guitar and I actually didn't even use it, which is really funny. But yes, I did buy a drum and it's a freaking epic one. All right, what is our jumping off point? What is our first card? It's important for us to know as we begin this week. I definitely feel the slowed down energy. That's a message that's coming through. It's like, I just heard, don't worry, be happy. Interesting. Okay, so the card that we get is the moon, actually. Very interesting. So the moon is about facing our fears. It is the subconscious. So speaking of Centaurus activations, shamanic energy, and this one has like, you can't quite see it because of my green screen, but it's like the sun and the moon together. It's a little bit of like both, the alchemy of both. And we also got the Seven of Wands that came out, but it did come out reversed. So I think what this is saying is like, you don't need to defend yourself. You don't need to defend how you feel. You just need to allow yourself to feel. So a very strong emotional energy for the week, with some of us facing our fears, just seeing things clearly. All right, the next card is the challenge. So what is our challenge this week? Hello, Maria. Welcome in. Okay, so our challenge this week is 10 of Wands. This is about feeling a little overburdened. So I would say to prevent this, don't put too much on your plate. Don't put too many things on your little bowl. Don't Don't put stones in your bowl of light, as Trevor Hall says. Don't fill your bowl of light with heavy stones. Because if you do, you're going to feel like it's too overburdened, too much going on, and the heavy weight is going to weigh you down. But that's the challenge, is to try not to feel weighed down by the energy. The overall theme is our next card. What is the overall theme of the week? Besides the first two cards, that is emotional energy. And remember, there is that Grand Trine water that is also present during the week, that the sun is moving closer and closer to. What is the overall theme of the week? Seeing clearly, gate 43 vibes. Yep. Hello, Christina Maria. Welcome in. All right, let's see. I think that's you. My brain just saw Pixie and thought Christina Maria. Am I correct? I think I am. All right, here we go. So overall theme, Page of Pentacles. All right. I think this is a card of curiosity, and this is a card of like pondering the possibilities, the manifesting possibilities. Because this is a young energy. The page is, I thought so. This is a young energy that wants, that like has, it's because it's young, it's like has more potential to manifest because it doesn't really feel like anything is in the way. It can really just imagine and like freely illuminate itself like a child that can create anything and live in any reality because they're like, so their imagination runs wild, and that's what creates a manifest. So this is the pondering and the contemplating and the reflecting on the possibilities. The things aren't manifesting yet because remember there's a lot of retrogrades, but we can hold the vision for what we want. So overall theme is we're holding the vision for what we want. The wisdom from our ancestors is the next card. Thank you, Christina. Okay. What's the wisdom from our ancestors? What are our spirit guides, angels, teachers want us to know this week? What is like their advice? Hey, 22 in the chat. I love that. What's their advice for us this week? Definitely to slow down. Definitely like take our time with things. Oh, 2 swords. I would say that the advice is to not act without clarity. Wait for the clarity to arrive. So no rushing. And if you feel confused, it's not time yet to decide. You might feel literally at a crossroads that you need to make a choice. So I think they're kind of, bringing us to the reality that there is a choice to be made. But the bigger message that I'm hearing from this is don't rush and make sure that you have clarity before deciding. Oh, wow. Fully relocating. Wow. All right, let's pull an animal spirit card. Which animal is going to guide us for this week? Oh, and it is the cheetah. Let me see if it's in the book. Sometimes this deck doesn't have all the descriptions for some reason. I'm not sure why. Oh, it is here. Okay. So this is a contradiction because obviously cheetahs move really, really fast. But the thing about the cheetah intuitively for me is that it can get somewhere quickly, but it doesn't last long. It doesn't have staying power. It's like the quick, like, hello, divine energy, welcome in. Like a quick shooting energy, like a shooting star, that literally like a shooting star that was like, and then it's gone. It's fleeting. This is what the card represents. Move quickly towards the completion of goals and dreams by focusing as you take action. And that action is a main theme because we're looking at Mars entering Ophiuchus, Mars conjuncting Mercury this week. So Mars is an important theme. Now is the moment for your attention to be laser focused on your goals and dreams. Well, interesting that we did get this card. The time for resting or waiting around is over. Start acting with clear vision, right? And let the cheetah guide you as you leap forward with a renewed sense of energy and momentum. So I want to acknowledge that this is a contradiction to the energy, Hekayana, to the energy that's actually being carried out by the planets. However, they're somehow saying like, you can still move quickly. It's just going to be, you got to make sure that it's the exact right thing because you only get one chance. Start acting with clear vision. Let the cheetah guide you as you leap forward with a renewed sense of energy and momentum. Move forward with anything left unfinished so you can tie up loose ends. Okay, that's definitely Mercury retrograde energy. That's good. So this is Mars coming through and really helping us during this time, which it's perfectly fitting. Start completing and the remaining tasks that are needed to finish the end goals of your project or vision. This is perfect. Cheetah is a powerful guide to take you all the way to the end with stamina and endurance. When you need motivation and excitement, Cheetah will help guide you to the finish line. With such speed and agility, you can be sure you'll successfully reach your goals quicker than you think. All you need to do is focus your energy and remove all the distractions. which is the astrology is supporting that. Hello, Rebecca. The focusing with the retrograde energy. So actually really awesome. Just to review the cards we got, the moon and 7 of wands reversed. You don't have to defend yourself. Let the emotions flow this week. Feel that subconscious energy rising, and you able to, the moon illuminating, shining a light on something that is important for you to see. It could be something that you weren't aware of. Things that live in the subconscious can surprise us sometimes, but it's bringing clarity. The challenge is to not get bogged down or weighed down by life, by all the things that need to be done. Don't put too much on your plate this week. Hold your vision for what you want. Make sure that you act with clarity. And if you need to make a decision, you might feel like you need to make a decision, but always wait for the clarity to arrive. The cheetah is here to help us tie up loose ends and give us the energy that we need to move through the energy of the week that can feel a little bit heavy, that may feel a little bit heavy. So yeah, this is a very fitting message, again, because of all the retrogrades that are now here and present. So what a beautiful message. All right, I'm going to close the records now to close that container. From the deepest depths of our soul, we give gratitude and love, for we understand we are a fractal of that cosmic whole. As we give, so we get, open to all possibilities through all time and space. We walk through the Akashic portal back to our inner space, remembering that this wisdom lives within every cell of our being. Thank you, star beings, for holding this sacred space and for protecting us during this journey through time and space. The records are now closed. Satanam, 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 Wahe Guru. That was really a beautiful message. And the astrology of this week is actually, I like it. I think it's not going to be too heavy. I think we're given an opportunity to really focus our energy, and that can feel good because things have been moving way too fast, way too crazy, way too quantum. Even if that even exists, for it to be too quantum, I don't think that exists, but we can definitely use a little slowing down to integrate everything we've been experiencing. So I hope that you enjoy this week and that you do your integrating, you project your style exactly. And that's everything I wanted to share. So I hope you do have an amazing week. Waheguru. And I will see you guys next week. I'm trying to see, when am I doing another broadcast? Next week for the weekly, and then next week we will be doing the broadcast for the new moon in Scorpio together, the astrology, and then also the ritual. And I will use my new drum for that. So Satnam, and see you next time.